5 basic principles for effective communication that us Bhutanese can inculcate. Hello again! So third Sunday into the lockdown, and this time I thought I could do a video on the 5 basic principles for effective communication that us Bhutanese can inculcate, especially in a professional setup. Now please don't hate me for saying us Bhutanese. I know that ineffective communication at workplace is a global issue, which is why there are so many communication courses. My favorite one being the Horenso principles from the training that I have attended. But because I work in a Bhutanese work culture and my experiences with different organizations have been in a Bhutanese work setting, these are a few shortcomings that I think we particularly have while communicating between supervisors and subordinates, and also between team members. And I believe that being more aware of these basic principles of effective communication could really help teams work better together. So now I'm no communication expert by any means. These are just my experiences and learning that I'm sharing it with you guys, so that if you think it's practical, maybe you could just try applying it at your workplace with your teammates and also with your subordinates. So to go on with the list, number 1 on my list is two-way communication. Now, in a culture where saying lasla to the person assigning us work is considered very respectful, two-way communication is the biggest challenge. Whether you do the work later or not, it doesn't matter. You have just gotten by saying lasla and being obedient. I think this really doesn't encourage subordinates to ask questions. So it doesn't matter whether they have understood the assignment or not, they just set out to work. And also the manager doesn't encourage them to ask questions or ask if they have understood the assignment clearly or if they have any further questions. And 90% of the time, in this case, when the end result of the assignment comes, it is always something the manager doesn't want, you know? So I feel like two-way communication between manager and subordinate, as well as between two team members, really helps to be on the same page, so that the end result could be something that's really wanted. Related to two-way communication, point number 2 is reporting. You know how we study one night before the examination in high school? I feel like most of us still do the same at work. Let's say if a manager assigns me a project that's due like 15th of January, I'm pretty sure the only time the manager is going to see me is on the 15th of January for final submission. Where is the room for feedback, review, necessary correction, and then final submission? In my opinion, it's important that when the first meeting while assigning the work is happening, it's important for both the parties to decide on the first draft date, second draft review, and then only the final submission dates. That way, I think both the parties can be on the same page throughout the progress of the assignment, and at the end, it would be still in line with the objective initially set. Number 3 is giving specific dates and time. Yes, please. Whether it's about getting appointments with other organizations or getting data from other departments in your own organization, this Ta Gay thing is not helping at all. Can I have an appointment with you tomorrow to discuss something? Ta Gay Tey. What do you mean by Ta Gay Tey? You cannot expect me to be waiting around for you the whole day without really being able to focus on anything, because you might call anytime only for you not to call. Or, I need this report from you for my project due Wednesday. Ta Gay Tey when I can give. Can't you just give me a specific date so that I know if I would still be able to finish my project by the time you give me the report, or else I'll have to reschedule my submission date, right? Or let's say I'm giving a contract to my colleague and be like, so now can you read this and give me a few comments? I have to compile both of our comments and give it to the CEO. I come tomorrow and ask, Sonam, where's the comment? 90% of the time, Sonam would not have even opened the contract and written her comments. And for reasons, because she would already have so many things on her to-do list, and because I haven't explained the importance of this and also the deadline, she didn't prioritize this work of mine. I think that giving team members and also other people in other departments specific deadlines of when they can expect certain documents and things from you really help them prioritize things that they can independently do whilst waiting for documents and things from us. Was that number 3? I think so, right? Number 4 on my list is follow-up. Yet another important thing. Let's say I have to give some documents to another person from another department, and that person also knows that she has to get the documents from me. In most cases, what's going to happen is, case 1, I would not even bother to send the document, or I would forget to send the document, and that person will never follow up. Number 2, I would send the document, but then that other person didn't acknowledge that she received the document, and I wouldn't even bother to follow up if she has received the document. And a few months later, some issues would come because of this particular document, and then we will start blaming each other. Why? If only we had just followed up with each other and we have this following up culture, I feel a lot of issues in an organization can easily be avoided, you know? I think point number 5 to me is importance of explaining the purpose of a project. A lot of the times when we are assigning different works of a project to different people, we only explain what they are expected to do. We never explain why they have to do it and the importance of it. I feel that when you don't really explain the importance of that particular job, even if it's the simplest and a complex project, people wouldn't really take it seriously and give it 100%. But if you kind of explain to them how important their role is in this project and how important it is to get that thing done, they would have a sense of pride in contributing to the success of a project and give their 100%. So which is why I think it's very important to explain to them why it's important, and also keep them up to date with the progress of the project, because all of us are in it together, right? Trust me and try it. It does make a lot of difference. So that brings me to the end of my 5 basic principles for effective communication. Reiterating again, I'm no communication expert. This is just my experiences and learning that I'm sharing, because I'm a staunch believer in growth through shared information. And I know a lot of you might already be aware of this and also practicing it, but while attending the Horenso Training, if I have learned anything, you need consistent reminder that what you are doing is right and it's making a difference. And it is with patience and taking time out to bring everybody on the team on the same page by explaining to them how important it is to effectively communicate to each other for better productivity. Yeah, I hope you continue to practice if you already are, or to start practicing if you are not, and also help your teams be on board with these principles for better productivity. Thank you everyone for watching, and I do hope you share it with your colleagues. Ta-da!